There's a certain sentence, a simple phrase, that when a woman says it, she's already emotionally checked out. And in many cases, she's already crossed a line. You just didn't notice it yet. But what if I told you, it's not just what she says, but when she says it, and how she delivers it, that reveals everything. And no, I'm not talking about I'm going to Target. That one's usually harmless, unless she comes back with a full emotional support wardrobe. In this video, we're going to break down the subtle, almost invisible red flags hidden in everyday phrases that could mean your partner is already cheating or thinking about it. Stay with me until the end, because the last phrase is the one most men ignore, and by the time they realize it, it's already too late. 1. You're just being paranoid. Let's start with one that sounds harmless, until it's not. You're just being paranoid. At first glance, it might seem like she's trying to calm you down, but look closer. That phrase, it's not comfort, it's deflection. It's a classic move in emotional manipulation. Psychologists call it gaslighting, making you question your reality while she avoids accountability. Early in the relationship, she may have gone out of her way to reassure you, shared her passwords, answered late-night calls, kept you in the loop. But now, your concerns are met with eye rolls and guilt trips. Something's changed. Let me ask you this. If you're just being paranoid, why is her phone suddenly always face down? Why are notifications mysteriously silenced after 8 p.m.? Coincidence? Or calculated strategy? Paranoia isn't always irrational. Sometimes it's your gut sensing a shift. And when she uses that word, paranoid, she's doing more than brushing you off. She's turning the focus on you, while keeping her behavior in the shadows. See, when trust starts to crack, denial becomes a powerful weapon. You're just being paranoid becomes the wall she hides behind. And if you push too hard, she doesn't explain, she accuses. She flips the script. Suddenly, you're the problem, not the silence, not the secrecy. That's when you realize it's not about reassurance anymore, it's about control. And here's where it gets chilling. What if she stops denying altogether and starts rewriting the script entirely? What if the gaslighting turns into full-blown reinvention, where you become the villain in her story? Because sometimes the phrase "you're just being paranoid" is not a warning, it's a signal, a red flag waving in plain sight. Stay tuned. The next phrase reveals how she creates emotional distance without ever walking out the door. 2. I need space to find myself. Ah yes, the classic line. I need space to find myself. It sounds poetic, reflective, almost noble, like she's about to go on some kind of spiritual journey to Tibet. But let's be honest. In many cases, that phrase isn't about finding herself, it's about losing you gradually. It's not a break for clarity, it's a soft launch to separation. Most men hear this and think, she just needs time, she'll come back. But here's the uncomfortable truth. When a woman says this, 8 out of 10 times, she's already emotionally invested somewhere else. She's not searching for identity. She's creating emotional distance, so when the breakup happens, it feels less abrupt for her. If she's finding herself, why is her location turned off? And why does she keep posting deep quotes at 2 a.m.? The reality is, people don't usually need space from someone they're still connected to. They need space from someone they've already outgrown. And that space is often filled by someone who's already giving them what they feel is missing. So while you're respecting her need for time, she might already be entertaining someone who doesn't require it. Let that sink in. Emotional intimacy doesn't vanish overnight. It slowly leaks out, conversation by conversation, excuse by excuse. And when she says, I need space to find myself, what she really means is, I'm already somewhere else emotionally, I'm just not ready to tell you yet. But here's the real plot twist. What happens when she stops asking for space and starts giving you freedom? Freedom to go out, freedom to stop checking in, freedom to live your life without her interference. Sounds nice, right? Until you realize that freedom wasn't a gift. It was the first stage of being phased out of her life completely. Stick around. Because the next phrase she uses, it's the one that makes you feel like the bad guy when she's already halfway gone. 3. You deserve better. Now this one stings. You deserve better. Sounds sweet, right? Like a compliment wrapped in a breakup. But let's dig a little deeper. Because when she says, you deserve better, what she often means is, I've already decided to leave, but I want to exit looking noble. It's a classic emotional maneuver, one that paints her as the selfless one, not the one walking away, not the one emotionally unavailable, not the one texting someone else at midnight. She's casting herself as the sacrificial hero in your story, the one who's letting you go so you can find someone who treats you right. But here's the cruel irony. She may already be giving that better version of herself to someone else. According to relationship therapists, when a partner says this out of nowhere, it usually means they've mentally detached. The emotional connection isn't what it used to be. You're not being pulled closer, you're being eased out. It's slow, gentle, but devastating. She says you're too good for her, but somehow not good enough to stay with. That math ain't mathin'. What she's really doing is shifting the guilt. She doesn't want to feel like the bad guy, so she frames it like she's doing you a favor. But ask yourself this: if someone truly believes you deserve better, wouldn't they fight to become that person? And just when you think you've heard the worst, there's one phrase even more dangerous. It's not a breakup line, it's not a warning, it's the one that pretends everything's fine, even when it's absolutely falling apart. Coming up next, the calm before the emotional storm. Don't blink.
4. You're overthinking it. If you've ever confronted her with something that didn't sit right, and she shot back, you're overthinking it. Pay attention. Because that phrase is often used to shut down uncomfortable truths. It's deflection masquerading as reassurance. Overthinking implies you're creating problems in your head, but sometimes your brain is simply noticing patterns your heart wants to ignore. Pop quiz. Is it overthinking if she suddenly changes her passwords and starts hitting the gym at 6 a.m. after 5 years of snooze buttons? When you're overthinking it becomes a go-to response, it's usually because the real answer would start a storm she's not ready to face. But what if she stops dismissing you and starts turning the blame back on you? 5. Why don't you trust me? Here comes the emotional guilt trip. Why don't you trust me? It sounds innocent, even hurt. But when delivered defensively, it's not a question, it's a redirection tactic. Cheating partners often flip the script. They shift focus away from their behavior and onto your supposed lack of trust. It's subtle manipulation, wrapped in wounded pride. And here's the dark truth. If someone genuinely wants to rebuild trust, they don't weaponize it, they don't demand it. They earn it, slowly, transparently, consistently. If she's asking why you don't trust her while hiding her phone like it's nuclear codes, you might have your answer. But what if she stops asking questions and starts avoiding all conversations? Here's the most dangerous sign of all: silence. No more questions, no more fights, no more I love yous. When a woman becomes emotionally absent, even while physically present, she's already miles away. And in many cases, she's already gone. No more accusations, no more explanations. Just indifference. That's when the affair has crossed from emotional into physical, or is right on the edge. Sometimes the scariest thing she says is nothing at all. If any of these phrases sounded familiar, don't ignore your intuition. Knowledge is power, but only if you act on it. Want more insights into the hidden world of female psychology and modern relationships? Hit that subscribe button. We drop content weekly to keep your mind sharp and your heart protected. Like the video, leave a comment, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because sometimes the truth is hidden, right in her words. You're just being paranoid, repeats faintly.